Okay, so this is our water calculator application used for working out costs associated with planning and designing the water network. We've got some Severn Trent GIS data here that we've opened up. This is a 3 kilometre by 3 kilometre area around a village called Shenton in Leicestershire. So what you're looking at here is the existing Severn Trent network overlaid on the OS map. And we're going to demonstrate things in 3 areas. We're going to refurbish some existing cast iron mains in the east of the map, calculate some costs. We're going to place a new main and create a long section down through a weir, down south towards a small stream. And then we're going to have a look at the existing data in 3D in the village centre. Around here there's a red pillar box that you'll see in the 3D demo. And that's alongside the existing network here. Okay, so we'll start with the costing side of things. So I'm going to pick a small section of the existing network on the east side. I'm going to include that in this design project. So I'm going to select this area here. So that's copied through 16 features, so some mains and some fittings. So the features that are classed as being in the design are now shown in red. I'll turn off the existing network so that only the design features are now shown. So turn that off there, so they've now gone. Now I'm going to use the edit tool to pick a main and look at the information that we've got on it. So I'm going to pick this main here that's going down Shenton Lane. So you can see there's quite a lot of information being displayed on here. Standard things you'd probably expect to see, such as the existing main type, so cast iron 4-inch, the length 260 meters, the depth 0.9, the Severn Trent ID for the main. We've also got a traffic light system for the confidence fields. So this is how confident the company is in the accuracy of the data for these fields. So red, not very confident on the diameter. Yellow, reasonably confident on the material. And green, yeah, very confident on the location. Now you might notice this quite large list box area here. This is used to display the costing side of things. You'll notice at the moment it's not displaying any costs of this particular main, so we need to set some attributes to display the costs. So to calculate the cost we need 3 things. Firstly, a feature to cost, so a main or a fitting such as a valve, hydrant, T. The surface that covers a feature, so a footpath or a road, a field, verge, etc. And then thirdly, the technique that will be used to refurbish the feature, so it could be open cut or flush or lining, etc. So these 3 items are pretty easy to apply. Firstly, we've got the main feature already that we're going to refurbish, so we can give it a new type. So I'm going to refurbish it and change it to a PVC 110 millimeters. The The surface is actually automatically being taken from the mapping data. So you can see here, this green shape here, that's a field. So we've automatically got that. We don't need to apply that. And then the technique we picked from this list. So I'm going to say that we're going to open cut. And that's it. Now we've set those three items, you can see that a cost has been associated to the mains. So that cost is calculated based on the length of the main type that we're refurbishing under this particular surface, so in this case field, and using this technique, so getting this example open cut. As well as the cost, we've got figures for carbon and biodiversity. You might notice as well that there's a figure for the fittings on the main as well. That's currently showing as 0, so we'll sort that out next to give that a value. So I'm going to save these changes by hitting the apply button. You'll see that the main colour is now changed to red and it's now a dashed line, so that's showing that it's been associated to a particular technique. You can see the labels change there to say that it's going from a cast iron 4-inch open cut technique and then the new type. So to do a fitting, I'll pan along the main towards the end. You can see we've got a fire hydrant here, so I'll edit that. So I'm going to refurbish that as well and give it a new type and size. So size 110 millimeters, new fire hydrant. Apply that. See the colour's changed. Now if we go back and edit the main, you'll see that there's now a cost for the fitting we've just refurbished. So you can see that as well as the cost for the main, we've now got a cost for the fitting and a cost for both. We've got a project cost tool, so I'm going to run that at this point, show the running total. Obviously at the moment we've only got one main and one fitting in the project that's been had the costs applied to. So you can see we've got the total cost, total carbon and the total biodiversity. So we can repeat this process for the costing for the other main features in the project. Now this main here, you'll notice a clever thing with this. The application should detect that the main's covered by different surfaces. So it'll split it up into segments because the costs are different for different surfaces. So you can see here, that's a field, but then it's going to go into this type 3 or 4 carriageway. So if we edit that main, give it a new type again. So again, PVC 110. Go for open cut technique again. So you can see the costs associated, and you can see that it's split it into, so the overall length of the main is 7.6 meters. 6.1 is in the field, giving a certain cost, and 1.4 meters is in the carriageway, giving another cost, as the rates are different for both. So I'll apply that. So if you bear with me, I'll repeat this as quickly as possible for the other mains and fittings in the project. We've got a couple of handy tools. So this one, I'm going to set all of the remaining mains in the project to PVC 110 and give it an open cut technique. So apply that. So you can see it's changed all of the other mains in the project. We've got a fitting manager. So if I double click on each of these, it'll take me to each different fitting. So we've got a hydrant here, so I'll set that to 110. New fire hydrant. Another hydrant. T. Give that a size. And 3 valves. So you can see it's very easy and quick to alter these. Final valve. And then a hydrant on the end here. Oops. Okay, so that's refurbished all of the mains and fittings. I'll just go back and edit one of these individually, so you can see the costs again now associated with that. If we look at the project total again, it should say now higher values. It's because it's got all of the mains and fittings in the project have all been costed. So you can see the costs, carbon and biodiversity have all increased. We can also look at a more detailed breakdown of the totals by exporting the data to a spreadsheet. So export the mains. I'll open this in Excel. Just sort out the column widths. So what you're looking at here is all 8 of the mains which have been output have been split into the segments as they span over the different surfaces, with all the costs and totals broken down as well. So for instance, you can see the length of the different segments, the new type, the surface that they're going in and out of, so from field into the type free flow carriageway, the technique that's been used, and then the columns over here. So we have a total rate, and then this is made up of these different sub-rates. And then from the rates, using obviously the length, we then get a total cost. And again, this is broken down into various sub-costs. And then similarly, we've got the rates for the carbon and the biodiversity, and the totals for both of those. Let's close that. So going back to the map, so as well as refurbishing features, we can also place completely new ones. So I'm going to place a new main on the map, and that will be used to demonstrate the long section tool. So I'm going to place a new main from in this area, down past this weir, down over this stream. So again, PVC 110 millimeters for the type. I'll give it a technique of open cut. You'll notice at the moment there's no cost associated with that. That's because we actually don't have a surface for the main at the moment. So if I apply that, the surfaces are brought in just for where the mains exist in the network. So because we've placed a new one, we just need to refresh the surfaces. So you can see it's brought in those fields now. So now if I edit it, you'll see we've now got the costs associated with that. Okay, so there's our new main going from north to south, and that will be demonstrated in the long section tool.